In this session, I'm going to talk about what REST APIs are and how to test them using Postman. REST stands for Representational State Transfer. REST actually introduced a concept called a resource. A resource can be a customer or an order, and a resource is acted upon by various verbs. If you look at the top right corner, you will see there are some HTTP verbs: get, put, patch, post, and delete. So these are the verbs that act upon a resource. Now, a resource is something that is changed by the server. For example, a customer, I can change the customer's phone number, I can create a new customer, I can delete a customer. Now, all these operations are performed by the server, and this is a protocol that the server has to obey. In this session, I'm going to show you how a REST API looks like. Typically, a REST API has a Swagger documentation. So if I click on this, I see the Swagger documentation, and whatever you're seeing here, agreement, contact us, all these are resources. So we are trying to use the HTTP verbs, for example, in this feed here, and we're trying to manipulate this resource called feed. So API/get feed will get me the feed, put will update the feed, post will create a new feed, and delete will delete the feed. So in the REST API, we are actually manipulating this resource called feed with this verbs here. In this example here, I am actually trying to get a resource called feedster/group. For example, here I'm clicking the send button here, I'm putting this URI here, and I'm getting some data from the server using the get HTTP verb. So here I'm getting this document, this JSON document called as feed, which has some feed text and other attributes. Now similarly, when I do a post, it would create a new record on the server. So let us talk about authorization for a second here. So I have this authorization header, and it has a value of bearer and the authorization token. So this authorization token is a JWT token, which I'm going to talk in the further session here. So when you use a JWT token, you have to use the keyword bearer and leave a space and then give the JWT token. For example, let us create a new comment in the post request. So I want to create a new comment in the post request. So we copy this. So here I have a post request and I want to create a new comment. I'm going to Los Angeles. So I click on send here and I get a 401 unauthorized. That is because the token we have used is not valid. So I've copied the valid token from the previous request and I'm pasting the token here. Again, this is a bearer token, and I'm trying to see whether the request will go through. So here I'm putting the request in the body tab here, and it is a raw and is of type JSON. There are other types of requests too, but we are using a JSON request. So I'm sending a request now, and I'm getting a response of this record that's this feed ID that has been created. So I would see this comment when I do a get. So let us try doing a get here. So I've tried doing a get here, and I would see my comment somewhere at the bottom. So you can also select other types of HTTP verbs using this drop down below. I can see the drop down. I can see all the different kinds of requests different kind of verbs that I can use in this drop down here. And based on the API specification given in the REST specification protocol here, I would select the particular HTTP verbs. For example, if I want to use this endpoint, I have to use a get verb. If I have to use this endpoint here, I have to use a put verb, and so on. As you can see here, I have opened this jwt.io website where I pasted the JSON token. So this JWT token is known as JSON Web Token. So a web token has three sections, three parts to it. One is the header, second one is the payload, and the third is the signature. And they are separated by this period. As you can see, it's in black color. Okay. Now, when you see the payload data, you will see all the different custom payload data that's been here. For example, device ID, group ID, zip code, state code, all these are custom payload data. For a JSON token, the expiry date is exp, which shows the expiry time here, which is today after 30 minutes. Since it's a 30 minutes, this token is valid for 30 minutes.